right. Picking up from where we left off. Antonio Guijarro in clave blanca. Like I mean, Laporta has a famous saying. He said, some of these, referring to journalists, if they wouldn't be talking about Barça, nobody would be listening to them. That is the sense that you get with Antonio Guijarro, this old gentleman who it's just very funny, man. I mean, it's from a psychological point of view, from a standpoint, just psychoanalyzing him. He's very interesting because he's somebody that is filled with a lot of maybe frustration, certainly a lot of anger you can sense from him, insecurity as well, self-doubt. He is sort of, ridiculed, yes, by some other Barça YouTubers online as well on Twitter. And he takes that very personally, and it's very funny because he'll say like, some people have sent me some images of me saying certain things or talking about me in this sort of way and yada yada yada. And it's like, dude, I know you just sit there obsessively behind the screen, following these people, these other Barça YouTubers that I'll mention now in a minute, and you're just like fuming every time that they mention you or allude to you, people like you, that are just, your agenda is just so obvious. That's what it is. His agenda is just so obvious. It's try to be the impartial one while, applying excessive self-criticism. I'm the first one that has been critical about Barça, in the past with different boards and even now, but there's a limit and there's a way as well, and his way and his limit has just reached far beyond it to be considered as a credible Barça YouTuber. He basically lives off Madridistas, and it's an easy road. It's tempting as well. It's an easy road to follow because you can. It's lucrative, right? To pretend to be a Barça fan while just throwing constant shit and shade at Barça. That is appealing to a Madridista crowd. Excusez-moi, but that's not very nice. I'll be wiping on churros. Excuse me, but. He, and it's gotten him like tons of views, all the views. You go through his comment section and it's all like, oh, señor Guijarro, don Guijarro, qué admirable, from saludos de un madridista a la Madrid, the honorable sir gentleman. It's like, look, I admit my biases. I try to be impartial, neutral, or unbiased when it comes to my takes in judging from a footballing perspective on and off the pitch as well. But I admit that is very difficult. However, I think that my thirst for the truth always prevails, regardless of what is happening. I know some of you viewers might strongly disagree, and that's okay. And I'm willing to listen as to where I can improve. But I do happen to think that generally my takes are well placed, even if they cause a stir, even if they are uncomfortable truths, even if let's say Kian disagrees strongly, like he did with the Courtois thing. What can I say? Like, I'm not going to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I want to always speak my mind, speak my truth, especially on Churros, on this humble little podcast that we've been running for 7 years as a duo. And I'm not going to change to appeal to a certain crowd. That is just insane to me. So I could go on about Guijarro, but he's fucking trash. Don't use it. If you're going to use it, it's just to have a laugh. All right, moving on to more of my heavy hitters. All right, let me just stop beating around the bush and just go straight to couldn't live without it. And that is El Grande. Para mí el más grande, and that's Mr. Satan. I've been following him for at least 7-8 years. I wasn't there during his blog days, but was there as an early subscriber to his YouTube channel and just found a home, found a community, found somebody that was able to articulate Barça matters in a way that just really resonated. Felt like I finally found somebody, like a warrior, somebody that just spoke my mind as well, but that defended Barça from within. And there's a lot to be said about that. People attacking from within, aka Guijarro, or from outside, local Spanish media, Real Madrid. And as uncomfortable as it is, I just don't know how you could disagree or argue otherwise with a lot of the things he says. And again, there's tastes for everything, right? There's certain things people like, other people, or other things people don't. But his channel, and I invite all of you guys to go to his comment section as well. There are a lot of Madridistas that give him credit, and they could be my personal friend Madridistas as well, that will recognize certain advantages that Madrid get when it comes to the way that media handles them, the way that referees have handled games of theirs, situations of theirs, and just blatant, obvious historical facts that he's very good at pointing out, at bringing up, whether it's historical or on a week-to-week basis. He's excellent at that. And with that being said, sorry, by the way, they are right now installing a new washing machine. And my wife and kids got home as well, so I'm like a little bit on an up-tempo beat here, trying to get through this list and to put it together to get it out to you guys. But if there's any noises in the background, I do apologize, or maybe me speeding through this, because this, quite frankly, this topic, I could talk hours about it. So maybe there will be a part 2. There is going to be a Madrid, let's say, take of mine as well. So stay on the lookout for that. But that brings me to Betaverse. Man, this guy's good. So I have not followed him religiously as long. I've somewhat knew about him, and took a little bit of time to get into his content. But like, kind of when I did, man, I was like, man, I would love, same with Seitan, I would love to have that ability to just articulate thoughts and topics, and have a better memory as well. My memory is not the best. At least not my more recent memory. I feel like, when it comes to distant memories, I'm a lot more melancholical, but also I remember certain details a lot better. But anyway, Beta. I've built a little bit of a relationship with him online on Twitter, sending messages back and forth. Don't be surprised if I invite him on this pod, because it's gonna happen. We have talked about that, and he's a great dude, man. Barça Twitter and Barça YouTube is lucky to have him. He's again a guy that just calls out things as it is, calls out the bullshit very quick, and has a great way of being concise, being direct, being dynamic. He edits his video, so Seitan is more of a long form, You can tell it's unscripted. It's just it's similar to Churros, but from an footballing intellectual standpoint, it's a certainly level up, and I think with Betaverso the same can be said. However, he makes his videos more choppy, so it's a little bit more, let's say, geared towards the younger crowd that are more used to that format, right? When it comes to content, more TikTok-y. It's not super choppy, but it is a lot more snappy. His videos are usually 10 minutes max, whereas Seitan can go on for like an hour and a half, just monologuing, riffing it. But Beta, what I like so much is exactly that, the conciseness of it, but also so good. Like, convince, I would love to know, I'm going to ask him that, how long he takes to prepare episodes, because he'll just, pump out little news articles, discuss them, bang, 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 puts up some tweets, and leaves things just. I was gonna say without a chance to be rebutted. That is, of course, not the case. There's always a side to another coin, and that's what made Churros so special. Is that we had that dynamic of a culé and a madridista talking about done things, football, and sometimes it went more personal than that, and that's difficult to do. It is difficult to do. I got a question on my YouTube. I didn't realize I'm streaming this on D Spot actually, which was quite nice because somebody asked a long time Raider something. Sorry, I forgot your name, but asked what was up with Churros and if the dynamics had changed. And I guess that's kind of undeniable, especially for those of you that have been regular viewers for a long time. There's no doubt that Churros, the tone of it has changed. The reason for that, time, I find it difficult sometimes to juggle my opinions and things that I know with a largely Madridista crowd and being on the end of like memes or videos that Medi puts out very cleverly sometimes that are very skewed to one side, and the one-sidedness of this podcast sort of started to get to me, and it maybe propelled me or maybe provoked me to be a little bit more aggressive with certain topics. I don't really know, but I do hope that we can continue Churros for many more years to come, and that we have this space to where Madridistas and culés come together and sort of just enjoy some time to reflect upon each other's crazy clubs, very successful ones at that, to talk things, to talk football. Spanish football matters, Barça Madrid matters in a way that is inviting and not excluding. But maybe this break will do some good for that. So Beta, I highly recommend. I couldn't live without it at this point. I absolutely love it. Miss Que Pelotas, great pod. Great group of guys. I don't listen to them that much. What is it? Barça Cartman. What is he doing here? How do I do this? I want to delete only that one. Clear, not all of it. I'll put it here. Rhapsody. Barça Rhapsody or Barcelona Rhapsody. Honestly, it's not somebody that I follow very much, but neutral, pretty good content. What I was talking about, Miss Que Pelotas, these guys are, they are in press conferences. They are, a source, a go-to source when it comes to daily news. They pump out, Adrian Sanchez pumps out videos, multiple ones a day, whether it's a quick recap on latest news or information that they may or may not be privy to. I like these guys. Their podcasts, even though I don't take that much time or don't have that much time to really listen to them in full, they know their football and they're very honest with their takes. There's a couple that come to mind now. Victor Palacios and a couple of other ones that I haven't. I'm gonna have to update this list, but they are very, very good. And like I said, they've got access to press conferences now as well. So they, they're legitimate. They're legitimate. They are a news outlet, I would say. They're more than just a podcast. Més que un pod. They've really worked their way to be known and as an established, I would say, media outlet that is more than just a YouTube channel, and good for them. I'm happy for them because they deserve it. They put in a lot of work, and they are a bunch of good dudes that know their football, know their Barça. Siempre Blaugranas. Yeah, good. Look, I feel like I should have put a good here between couldn't live without it, really good, good, because neutral. Yeah, there's certainly ones that I feel neutral about, and I would put Siempre Blaugranas as good. Maybe let's take this as a ranking when it comes to what I uphold as like the best of the really good sections. Um, let's put like el 10 aquí. Yo lo escucho un poco más, el 10 del Barça. Y the Barcelona pod maybe a bit less, but still really good. So no respects to Dan, disrespect to Dan, but that seems about right. Um, so yeah, I would put him here. I think he, again, mind and soul is in the right place, and generally touches upon topics that resonate, that I would agree with. Uh, getting into the chat here, Thomas Wold, Blaugrana Planet. So you know that I do not know them. I asked Pablo today at the office if he knew of anyone, and I think he mentioned Blaugrana Planet, and I didn't know those guys. So that is one. Are they? A mosquito. A mosquito. Are they English or Spanish speaking? I don't know. So I would love to know. And I'm realizing that I've come to the end already. I think there's one called Canaletas or Bar Canaletas. They're really good. Victor Palacios, I would put him also as a really good podcaster, probably ahead of El Diez del Barça. But the two right now I couldn't live without would be Seitan and Vetaverso. When it comes to, saying it like it is and calling out the bullshit, doing so in a very, I think, logical but well researched. The only thing you could argue is maybe they're not balanced. Kian would be probably pulling his hairs out right now. And I would like to think that maybe I'm more diplomatic or open to hear the other side of the debate more. And I'm not saying that there isn't that. So, but for most part, this will be my ranking of, the best to the worst Barça pod YouTube channels that I would most frequently listen to. I think it's accurate. I think I definitely could add 2 or 3. Thomas, thank you for the Blaugrana Planet shout out. I will take a look. But that being said, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, excuse the mid. Alex lives in Barcelona. Okay, I'll check it out, Thomas. Thank you. Appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to put this together, part 1, part 2, put it up to Patreon. So follow us on patreon.com/churros y tácticas. Become a member. I put on the free stuff there as well. So, there's some stuff that is behind the paywall, other stuff that I'll still put up that is for free. Thank you all for your support. Have a lovely weekend, folks. And we will talk again on Monday or Tuesday. Sign up. Make sure you don't miss out. Peace.